Deadpool was a big success when it came out in 2016, definitely. Now, what about its sequel, though? Well, this turned out to be an even more fun filled thrill ride. So, fasten your seatbelts, because here's a redo review of Deadpool 2. Hey, this is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews, buddy. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual Bear, known to you as the Big D, and this time around, I bring to you a redo review of the 2018 superhero flick Deadpool 2, released by Fox, based on the Marvel Comics character of the same name, and directed by David Leitch. Written by Rhett Reese, Paul Wernick, and Ryan Reynolds, who returns as the titular character, along with Morena Baccarin, TJ Miller, and Brianna Hildebrand returning, plus Josh Brolin, Julian Dennison, Zazie Beetz, and Jack Kesy. This time around, Deadpool doesn't join, but he forms the X Force to protect a young mutant from the time traveling soldier Cable. The film was released on May 18, 2018, almost 2.5 years after its predecessor, after it made its premiere at Leicester Square a week prior. This film did even made it just a tiny bit more over its predecessor when it was released, and became the ninth highest grossing film of 2018, and is to this day the highest grossing film in the X-Men series, and the and is the third highest grossing R-rated film of all time, behind Joker and Oppenheimer. Now, and like its predecessor, it got good reviews. Before I get started on my redo review of this, if you haven't seen my redo review of the first film, click on that card and it'll take you to that video in case you might have missed it, or if you want to see it again if you'd like. Yep. Again, I think this is going to do better than my original. But anyway, now I'll do it. Now, on with the story. After fighting organized crime as Deadpool for 2 years, Wade Wilson fails to kill one of his targets on his anniversary with his girlfriend Vanessa. That night, after the pair decides to start a family together, the target tracks Wade down and inadvertently kills Vanessa. Wade then kills him in revenge. 6 weeks later, Wade is still wallowing his self hatred. He visits Blind Owl, where she warns him not to do anything stupid. He rejects this advice and attempts suicide by blowing himself up. Wade has a vision of Vanessa in the afterlife, but remains alive due to his healing abilities. Colossus brings Wade to the X Mansion to recruit him. Wade is left with only a skee ball token and an anniversary gift as his final memento of Vanessa. Recovering at the X Mansion, Wade reluctantly agrees to join the X-Men because he believes Vanessa would have wanted him to. He, Colossus, and Negasonic Teenage Warhead respond to a standoff between authorities and the unstable young mutant Russell Collins and an orphanage owned by the Essex Corporation, labeled a mutant re-education center. Realizing that Russell has been abused by the orphanage staff, Wade kills one of the staff members before being restrained by Colossus, and both Wade and Russell are arrested. Fitted with power suppressing collars, they are taken to the icebox, an isolated prison for mutant criminals. Meanwhile, Cable, a cybernetic soldier from the future, travels back in time to kill Russell. Cable storms the icebox and attacks Russell. Wade, whose collar breaks in the ensuing melee, attempts to protect Russell. After Cable takes Vanessa's token, Wade forces himself and Cable out of the prison, but not before Russell overhears Wade denying that he cares for him. Near death again, Wade has another vision of Vanessa in which she convinces him to help Russell. He organizes a team called X Force to free Russell from a prison transfer convoy and protect him from Cable. The team launches its assault on the convoy by parachute, but all members die during the landing except for Wade and Domino, whose main superpower is claimed to be pure luck. While a fight with Cable distracts him, Russell frees fellow inmate Juggernaut, who agrees to help him kill the abusive orphanage headmaster. Juggernaut destroys the convoy, rips Wade in half, and escapes alongside Russell. While Wade recovers, Cable offers to work with him and Domino to stop Russell from killing the headmaster, as Russell will then become a serial killer who slaughters Cable's family. Wade accepts on the condition that Cable gives him a chance to talk Russell down. All right, now to the ending and a mid-credit scene and what have you. So so as of now, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to stop this video immediately. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. At the orphanage, they are overpowered by Juggernaut while Russell pursues the headmaster. Colossus, having initially refused to help due to Wade's murderous ways, arrives to distract Juggernaut. Wade fails to placate Russell, forcing Cable to shoot at Russell. Wade leaps in front of the bullet while wearing the icebox collar and dies, reuniting with Vanessa in the afterlife. His sacrifice dissuades Russell from killing the headmaster and consequently saves Cable's family. Cable uses the last charge reserved for his return to warp back several minutes, striving Vanessa's token in front of Wade's heart so he survives the bullet. Cable then decides to stay in the present for a while to help improve the world, knowing that his family will be safe in the future. Afterward, the headmaster is run over and killed by Wade's taxi driver friend, the Painter. And that is the end of the story, but in the mid-credit scene, Negasonic and her girlfriend Yukio repair Cable's time-traveling device for Wade. He uses it to save the lives of Vanessa and X-Force member Peter, as well as to kill both an alternate version of Wade Wilson and Ryan Reynolds after he finishes reading the screenplay for Green Lantern. And that alternate version of Wade Wilson, of course, was from X-Men Origins Wolverine. Yeah. And that, indeed, my friends, is in the story. So, what did I think of Deadpool 2? Well, I had a lot of fun with this one just as much as I did with the first one. The first one was pretty good and what have you, but apparently this one came right up there. This film received great reviews from the critics, considering it superior to the first film and praising its humor, cast performances, story, and action sequences, while others criticized its tone, script, and recycled jokes. Yep. Anyway, now over a half a year later, Fox would release a PG-13 rated version of the film titled Once Upon a Deadpool, which I haven't seen though. I wish I could see that, however. Anyway, yeah. And it's hinted in the version of the film would feature Deadpool telling the story of the film to a grown up Fred Savage, parodying his film The Princess Bride, which you know I've already reviewed that film. So this was that I definitely need to check out. But well, let's just not get too far ahead of ourselves yet. But anyway, that unfortunately had a limited release though, so I never got to see it. Now for the reviews, the film set to 84% on Rotten Tomatoes, which unfortunately is 1% less than its predecessor. They say, though it threatens to buckle under the weight of its meta gags, the film is a gory, gleeful lampoon of the superhero genre buoyed by Ryan Reynolds' undeniable charm. Metacritic has a score of 66. CinemaScore's grade was an A, and that's that. Richard Roper gave us a good review, jokingly calling it the best sequel since The Godfather Part 2, and saying the film is wicked, dark fun from start to finish, with some twisted and very fun special effects, cool production elements, and terrific ensemble work. The Aisle Seat gave a good review, saying that it's a better superhero film than Superman 4: The Quest for Peace, Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance, and Batman Robin, which everybody knows those three were terrible films and what have you. It's also better than the original Deadpool. Well, factually, but I like them both for different reasons. But hey, these were all good. This film went on to win numerous Golden Trailer Awards, but that was it. Nowhere else. Oh well. Anyway, this film was one of the biggest R-rated movies at the time. Of course, that is until Joker surpassed it the following year. And then soon Oppenheimer knocked it down a spot last year. Anyway, now this time they have Tyler Bates on board to do the score, since, of course, well, since Junkie XL, Tom Hokenberg was working on scores for other films at that time. So he does a pretty good job with the score. Now, the film was director was David Leitch, who made his directorial debut for John Wick, but was uncredited though. He had recently directed the film Atomic Blonde a year prior. He also went on to direct Hobbs and Shaw, Bullet Train, and more recently, The Fall Guy. So anyway, yeah. I really like the performances we got from the characters, especially Ryan Reynolds, who once again gives one hell of a performance as Wade Wilson, aka Deadpool. Just so crazy and what have you. Of course, for the film's mid-credit sequences, archive footage of Reynolds portraying his character in X-Men Origins Wolverine is used, and Reynolds also portrays himself before he acted in Green Lantern. Josh Brolin, I think, did one hell of a job in playing Cable. That was really cool. You know what? As much as I hate to say this, I think he does one great job in this than he did when playing Jonah Hex a few years prior. And of course, that was for DC. Apparently, Leitch called the dynamic between him and Deadpool sort of a classic buddy cop affair, similar to that of Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy in 48 Hours. And I thought that was really cool. And I really think this was just so funny. Morena Baccarin's back as Vanessa. She's still pretty good and what have you, despite we don't see much of her. Julian Dennison plays Russell Rusty Collins, aka Fire Fist. Wow. Now, apparently, this, of course, this kid would also later go on to appear in the Christmas Chronicles 2 and Godzilla vs. Kong. Wow, he's really something. And I think this was just so cool. Zazie Beetz plays Domino. I'm going to say she does one hell of a job. TJ Miller plays Jack Hammer, aka Weasel, because that's what he's credited as Weasel, not Jack Hammer. You get the idea. Brianna Hildebrand returns as Negasonic Teenage Warhead. She's good. And Jack Kesy plays Black Tom Cassidy, who is a mutant inmate of the facility where Deadpool and Fire Fist are imprisoned. Now, one character I forgot to mention in the first film, Blind Al, is back, who is played by Leslie Uggams. I'm sorry I forgot to mention her, but she's back in this. She's pretty good. Karen Sony played the Painter. Yeah, no, I'm pretty mispronounced it. Karan Sony. He, of course, will reprise his role and what have you. And He just more recently voiced Spider Man India in Spider Man Across the Spider Verse last year. So that's pretty cool. And of course, we have Stefan Kapisic. I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name, as the voice of Colossus. I am gonna say this was just so funny. We have Chioli Kutsuna as Yukio. She had recently appeared in The Wolverine. Yeah, can you believe that? Of course, she was played by a different person, though, and you already know that. Now, in addition to portraying Deadpool himself, Reynolds provided the voice for the Juggernaut, which was digitally modulated to make the deep tone deeper. Juggernaut is credited as being voiced by himself, even though he was portrayed by Vinnie Jones in X-Men The Last Stand. But this Juggernaut is way much better. Don't get me wrong and what have you. Vinnie Jones did pretty decent, did fine in X-Men The Last Stand, but this one was better. Don't get me wrong. Now, according to Reese, the creative team on the film felt that the parents did not do justice to the character, wanting an additional villain for the film to support Fire Fist for the final fight with X Force. The writers chose Juggernaut because he is a force of nature who was probably the coolest character never to be used in the right way. I totally agree and what have you. Anyway, this was just so wow. Anyway, and you'll see cameos by some of the cast members of the previous X-Men prequels in the film as well. Of course, Hugh Jackman through archive footage of X-Men Origins Wolverine. Yeah. Now, direct for the music, director David Leitch wanted to create an original song for the film that served as an emotional thorough line for all the film's characters. And the song Ashes was ultimately produced as recorded by French Canadian singer Celine Dion, which was really something. The the intro, the actual intro they used, kind of made it feel like you were watching like a James Bond movie intro or something like that. And I thought that was really something. There, of course, would be a soundtrack as well. And I'm gonna say there's just wow, so many tracks and what have you, but not too many to mention though. But anyway, that was just yeah, because there were different versions of Deadpool 2 soundtrack. So yeah, there was also later an extended called the Super Duper Blank Cut, which I've also not seen. I wish I could see that, but that might be pretty cool too. So anyway, with everything said, Deadpool 2, it's just as good as its predecessor. You'll have a blast with this. Like the first film, it has good direction, considering it's from a different director. Same for the soundtrack and score, which is done by a different composer, but that's cool too. But still has a great cast, old and new, a pretty good story, and ultimately fun-filled, crazy, zany, insane humor. Yeah, I think insane's not a word, but I could be wrong though. I apologize. I can't help it, okay? Sorry. But anyway, yeah. And action as well. So, would I recommend Deadpool 2? The answer is easily hell yeah, go for it. So, you'll get a kick out of this film. So, what did you think of Deadpool 2? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel. Make it grow and make the views grow. Join me next time when I bring to you my Saturday morning TV log of Paw Paws. So if you like this, check out my reviews for these other films. I'll give you maybe some of the films that David Leitch did. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of John Wick, even though he was uncredited for directing the film, because it had went to Chad's the Helsky. Or if you would like, check out my spoiler-free review, A Bullet Train from 2022, or go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my spoiler-free review of like just recent hit, The Fall Guy from earlier this year. Well, maybe not earlier this year, but now you get the point. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm the Big D saying, in the words of the late Stan the Man Lee, Excelsior! Bye now. See ya.